Good afternoon. We're off on a different walk today, taking you somewhere you've not been before, unless you live in Montrose, of course. We're actually going wildlife filming today. I've got the GoPro on for the walk up, but what I've actually got in a rucksack on my back, along with this great big heavy tripod, is a movie camera with a big lens, and I'll be using that for the wildlife filming because it's got a big lens. Obviously the GoPro is designed for a different function. You'll be able to see the environment. I can have a chat with you. I can have a chat with you on the big camera actually, because that's got a microphone as well. And we'll just see what's about. Montrose Basin is a big tidal mud flat that fills when the tide comes up. And this time of the year, we've got the winter migrants in. There can be anything up to over 80,000 pink-footed geese on there. There's loads of waders, wildfowl, might be a few swans. These fields are all farmed quite sensitively with wildlife in mind. There are restrictions on what they can put on the ground because of the water course. It's a big salmon river, sea trout river, that runs into the top of the basin and then out through the harbour into the North Sea. Occasionally get a few mammals while I'm walking across here. I've seen roe deer, fox, brown hare, rabbit, weasel, stoat, and a pony in the farm. It's a buzzard just taken off. Disturbed that from its fence post. Probably sitting waiting for a rabbit to pop out. That on the skyline, a big straight bit with it. Power line poles, is the old railway line. We'll go up and over that, and the other side's the basin. On the old railway track. I know it's an old railway track because if you look on the floor, here's the bit of the old bits of kit that held the track in place. We're a bit higher up now, looking over the fields. Looks like they've all been sown with barley. You just see the basin in the distance. Always keep an eye out. I'm surprised what lives in these fields. There's a corner down here. For whatever reason, I always seem to have a little flock of twite used to sit on this corner. There was a bit of a fence and small bushes. And some of the locals used to drop a bit of birdseed down there for them and spend the whole winter. Somewhere I've actually got a still photo, if I remember on edited, got a strap flapping around in front of the camera, trying to tuck it out the way. It's off the rucksack. Right, that's better. Right, well, I'm not seeing the twine. Not seeing any hares or deer or geese. You might be wondering why there's sticks with bits of sacking tied on it. They are meant to deter the pink-footed geese from landing on the field and eating all the crop. They also, I believe, are meant to deter the roe deer as well. Although I've seen geese and deer grazing amongst these little bits of bird scarers. They're not very efficient, really. I can see a flock of waders over there. Probably curlews. I can hear one or two calling. There's a flock of gulls over there. I can hear the geese. Not sure how good this microphone is on the GoPro. It's designed to record things close to you. I don't think it's designed really to pick up sound from a distance away, so you're probably not hearing the wildlife. Sounds like there's some wildfowlers. The basin is divided up basically into 3 areas. There's an area next to the station near the town where there's a sailing club and folk can sail the boats, and nowadays of course these stand-up paddle boards are popular. Then you've got a large area of the basin that's designated as a wildlife reserve. Scottish Wildlife Trust have got a visitor centre overlooking it, and then at this end where the river comes in, it's an area designated for the wildfowlers where they can hunt the ducks and geese, and quite often they will have people with them from the Wildlife Trust to help them identify the quarry so they don't shoot the wrong species, and the rarer wildfowl species are left alone. Some might be uncomfortable with that arrangement, but it works. It allows everybody who's used this facility, this basin, for centuries to carry on using it. There's a bit down the bottom where anglers like me can go and dig some worms up. We all get along together. So as well as the arable, there's also some rough grazing, and these fields are preferred by curlew, and also a regular visitor to the rougher field over there is a ringtail harrier, a juvenile hen harrier. Rare in these parts, obviously come down off the hills where it was bred. Most winters we'll get one, or sometimes 2. Short-eared owl occasionally. I think they will be more common here, but they're not. I don't know whether that's a crow scarer or a wildfowler. There were cars on the car park, so if there's nobody in the bird hide, then they are wildfowlers. Could have an effect on what we see. Oh, sun's on its way down. It's trying to rain. The wind's picked up, and a helicopter went over it, which sort of put most of the wildlife away. So that's it for today. Just looking to see if there's any road deer out on the field. They usually come out of those trees. Not seeing any. There's one or two other bird watchers around. They might have spooked them away. Right, so thanks again for joining me. If you want to, feel free to subscribe, and you can see what my next trip out might be. They're forecasting snow for the coming week. I don't think we'll get any down at this low level, only a couple of feet above sea level just here. But up in the hills we might go looking for ptarmigan and mountain hares, or we might stay closer to home and go fishing. We'll see what happens. That's it for now. Thanks again. Bye.